Tony G is mixing it up and testing 5-card PLO in its purest form, playing 2000, 4000 on CoinPoker. Let's find out what happened. Tony G faces pot open against an unknown opponent. The player opens Queen Jack Jack 8-5 double suited. Tony G decides to call with Jack 10 8-5-5 double suited, which it's not a premium hand, but we are playing heads up and we need to continue with wide range of hands. Let's see the flop. The flop is 10-9-5 with a diamond draw, and Tony G flops bottom set with open-ended and a flash draw. Definitely very strong hand even in 5-card PLO. On this board there should be some leading range. The reason behind that out of position player has a lot of middling card in his cold calling range. Tony G decides to check. Button decides to bet half pot here. This stack size is actually under 60 big blind effective because of the antes, so we need to be very careful with borderline hands without blockers to flash draw, which suffer a lot against the check raise. At this stack size, check raise becomes very attractive option. We need way less equity to check raise stack off compared to a deep stack or 100 big blind, a heads up spot, where the SPR is almost double. Let's look at what Solver thinks about this spot. So the left side is a deep stack scenario on this board. You can see that check raise is only around 12 to 13%. And if we compare it with 60 big blind simulation, now we can see that increase in check raise, which is already over 20%. This is the first takeaway from this lesson. At lower stack size, check raising becomes way more attractive and we need to adjust our range composition. The second reason to check back this hand is that our implied odds are not as attractive as implied odds if we play a deeper SPR. So what I mean by that is that if we get check raised and called, SPR on the turn is only 1, and that means our opponent can jam with high frequency, and unless we improve, our hand is just in not a very good shape. On the other hand, if we improve, it's never going to be a huge victory for us, as the SPR on the turn is going to be only 1. And we can see that Solver agrees with us, and this hand is 100% check back. Let's see what happened next in the hand. Of course, Tony G has an easy check raise, and he goes for it. Now, calling you win is in terrible spot. Of course, he knows that he's almost always behind, because if we think about Tony G's check raising range, he's going to be against a lot of hands like flash draw with a straight draw and 2 pairs with a draw or sets, and he's not doing very well. He decides to call anyways, and turn is a 6 of spades, giving him a redraw and some additional hope. And of course Tony G has easy jam. He's still ahead of most of Button's hands, and he of course jams, and we have a snap call. Even on this great card for Button, he still doesn't have the odds to call. He has only 31%. He sees the bad news, run it once, and river offsuit 3 wins huge pot for Tony G.